السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وبعد جزاكم الله خيرا وجزاكم الله خيرا. Inshallah, last week, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil, last week we started to talk about the barriers that our youth are facing, and we talked about, you know, for instance, some of these barriers. And one of the very first thing that we talked about not feeling doing mistakes. And today, bismillah ta'ala, we're going to be talking about even a deeper question that is facing our youth or the generation that the youth generation currently with us is the question of identity. The question of identity. The question is who I am, where I'm going, and what should I establish, and what's my goal in life. You know, all these questions, brothers and sisters, goes around or circulate around the issue of identity. And the issue of identity, whether we like it or not, is an issue that bothers many of the youth nowadays. Many of the youth, if not all, not all of them. And because not many of them, they cannot answer this question because they're so overwhelmed with other things in their life. They have side, so many goals, and so they're being sidetracked and pulled in too many directions that they have forgotten, the essence of existence. And subhanallah, brothers and sisters, when it comes to the issue of identity, and we could also talk, and we could have a book by itself that talk about identity. But here we're going to be talking about just few things that it's important for the youth and the parents of those youth to establish and keep in mind why that could answer the issue of their identity. The very first thing, brothers and sisters, the very first thing. And here we're going to be talking about two things that the main the episode we're going to be addressing two main things. Number one is that the Muslim has no identity established before he understands what is the meaning of being a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and why does he exist. So, so, so no one would know, no Muslim know his real identity unless he knows what is it the meaning to be a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the servitude or al-ubudiyya, and ما هي غاية وجوده, why he does exist. Once you answer why the question of why you exist and what does it mean to be a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and after that you will understand your identity as Muslim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have clearly mentioned this in the Quran. He said, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ أُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. And do not be like the ones who are what? Have forgotten themselves, have forgotten Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them forget themselves. Indeed, these are the people who are fast, you know. So brothers and sisters, have you thought about this? What does it mean when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said they have forgotten Allah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them forget? What does that mean? What is look the deep meaning of this? And here is it means that someone is negligent of themselves. They have forgotten the essence of their life, the goals of their life. And if you do so, it's a great loss. It's a great loss. Brothers and sisters, the people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning or referring to in this ayah, does that mean that they have kept themselves unsheltered, meaning that they did not dress well? They said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they have forgot about, they have forgotten about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them forget about them. What does it mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them forget about themselves? The fact that they forgot to put perfume or did not forgot to comb their hair or they forgot to, make themselves look good. No, no. Actually, all of these people who are committing this great sin, they take excellent care of themselves. They make sure that they eat the best of the food, and maybe they are wearing the best of clothes, and maybe they take care of themselves so well. But what happened is, but the fact that they did not know the reason of their existence, why do they exist, what's the goal of their living, who they're supposed to be serving, who are they worshiping, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a consequences, made them forget about themselves. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because because they have left the concept of servitude, worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they have forgotten this concept, they have abandoned that concept of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have abandoned the concept of submitting themselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, being a servant. You are a abd, you are a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And once you abandon that concept, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would make you forget what you said. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم. Don't be like those who forgotten about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they forget themselves. So these people are living this foolish life, empty life. You know, a life. Why do I say empty? Because it does not follow a certain system. It does not follow the system of why you created. You know, you they have neglected themselves. They neglected how to nourish their soul. Soul, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. but Allah, who created our soul? ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها. A soul that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. He knows what's good for that soul. He knows how to nourish that soul. He knows how to make this soul have tranquility. And who made the soul feel peace. And somehow what happened? People now they said, "Oh, I know how to make myself happy. More parties, listen to music, drugs, drinking, out, dating. Not lowering our gaze, watching. Exactly. See, they have chosen something that other than they said, "Oh, this is the way we want to have to nourish our souls." And what happened is because they have abandoned the concept of servitude, saying, obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَقَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. Oh Allah, we surrender to you. Oh Allah, we listen and obey. We listen and obey. And we don't say we listen and we disobey because they have neglected this. And punishment in this dunya have made them forget about themselves. Have forgot about why they exist. That's why many of them what they feel empty. They might look good, they might look nice, they might look super nice, but at the end of the day, wallahi, they feel empty. And that's why they take all drugs for antidepressant and anxiety medication because they feel empty. It's like as someone is spinning around themselves, you know. And that's why one of the Imam Ibn Atiyah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he was translating the ayah, ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم. Translating the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Allah and Allah will make you forget about it. And he said, يعطي لفظ هذه الآية أن من عرف نفسه ولم ينسها عرف ربه تعالى. He said, this ayah, whoever knows himself knows what's himself. He knows his existence, why he's in this life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would allow him to know about it. Because your ghaya, your goal of life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala know about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's because you are doing nothing other than following your fitrah. It's natural for someone to, obey his master, obey his boss. It's natural. And at the end of the day, if you don't obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're obeying something else. And I always say this. If you're not obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're definitely obeying something. It could be your own desires, it could be a superstar, it could be an influencer or whatever you like to follow. So at the end of the day, you have to understand this concept. Ali bin Abi Talib, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala اعرف نفسك تعرف ربك. Know yourself. Why? How I was created, what's good for it, why I'm here, where I'm going, what's my goal. That know yourself, then you will know your Lord. And also he said, من لم يعرف نفسه لم يعرف ربه. Whoever does not know himself, he's not gonna know his Lord. So the issue is that know yourself, know who you are, why you here, what's good for you, what's bad for you, where you going, what direction of life I'm going to take. What happens, brothers and sisters, you know, when someone let go of this concept because of the seduction of the shaitan, because of his own desires, because he want to follow his own pathway, you know, and he would exchange it for something else. He is doing what Fir'aun have done, because what Fir'aun have done. Fir'aun he became arrogant and he followed his own desires, even though he know inside himself that there is a God, but he said, "No, I am the God," and he followed his own desires. He fought against what Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was calling, and he closed his eyes to the truth and the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What was the result? What was the consequences? What was his punishment? He drowned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him drown in the river. And what happens, brothers and sisters? Many people who do and follow the footsteps of Fir'aun, where they are just following their own desires and neglecting and neglecting the servitude of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make them drown in this dunya. Drown just like Fir'aun have drowned in the river. They drown with their own desires and they drown with their own blindness. You know? And that's why he is always anxious. That's why you see him depressed. That's why they have insomnia. They can't sleep. That's why they have no. Yani, they feel that their life is empty. They have no faith. It becomes purposeless, jumping after another, one thing after another. Okay, if someone chasing after money, okay, you got 1 million or 2 million. You say, okay, and next, and one day you're gonna die and you're gonna leave all these millions. He slept with one woman, two women, 100 women, and next you got one car, two cars, one Ferrari, two, and next. You see, and that's why it becomes empty. Yes, maybe someone when he likes to eat chocolate, like it the first time. But when you give people chocolate, like you know what, take it, you know, that's why he's jumping from one thing to another, and that's why you see this kind of very common among the youth and among the young people. In which they have some people have left Islam, you know, and as soon as what they have uplifted the concept of servitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and they have instead of this, what they have replaced it with, they replaced it with what worldly things and their own mentality. What I like, what is pleasing for me, you know, they're thinking of themselves as the creators, just like Pharaoh, just like Pharaoh. I don't think I don't think this is correct. It would not make sense. How many times you heard said this? Why you don't wear the hijab? Wallahi, it wouldn't make any sense. It's not pleasing to me. You have to convince me. It's not plausible to me. It's not appealing to me. Me. And that's the issue here, brothers and sisters. And as instead of submitting to the creator, and that's what the concept of servitude is, they're making themselves are the creators. They're making themselves the creator. Once you humble yourself, because you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you. Because that's the fitrah. The fitrah, يعني that your natural disposition is the fact that you are created. You need to follow what your Lord knows good for you, what's best for you, because He have made this guideline for you to be successful in this. you know. So there is so technically, so the very first concept here is that you have no identity if you have divorced the concept of servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's يعني being a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is natural. It's natural, you know. Imagine brothers and sisters, imagine someone created created uh, a game. And this game was to help him. And all of a sudden, this game turned away from its master and said, "You know what? I don't want to listen to you. This is the purpose of why I created you, because again, it's against the purpose of why you're here." So that's the number one thing that you have to understand. The second thing is you have to understand there are certain things. So number two, you have to understand certain things that only can establish, you know, what does it mean by claiming I am a Muslim? There are five things. Number two, there are five things that identify what does it mean when I say I am a Muslim. Identify your identity as a Muslim. Number one is that to say I am a Muslim and I'm part of a greater ummah. I am a Muslim. Number one is I am a Muslim and I'm part of a greater ummah. What does it mean? Meaning that I am proud of who I am. I am a Muslim. I'm not X and Y and Z. I'm not by myself. I'm a greater ummah of Islam. No matter where my brothers, whether they are in Iraq, whether they're in Saudi, whether they're in Syria, whether they're in Sudan, whether they're in Somalia, whether it's in Algeria, in Morocco, in Mauritania, in Indonesia, in Africa, no matter where they are my brothers and sisters. And we're all together like this. Once you understand, because now, why this is important? Because this makes you not alone. And you are part of a body. And just like it's important for me to defend their rights, it's important for them to defend my right. And this is important as what does it mean when I say I am a Muslim? Second thing is I am from my family. Where did I come from? I am son of my mother and father, and I have my own family. What is it? Meaning that it means the importance of a nuclear family. I'm not from I don't have two mothers and two fathers, just like how things are coming up these days. I am part of a nuclear family. And my nuclear family is the most important thing to me. How to respect my mom and how to respect my father, and who is my brothers and sisters, my genetical brothers and sisters. I love them and they love me, and I defend them and they defend me. Because Islam not only call for you to be isolated, I'm a Muslim, and then leave the rest of them. No, you are part of an usra, a family. You are part of an ummah, a nation. And part of that, third, that you have to understand that if you are not a son, that's number three, is that you are a husband or a wife or a father. You're not, for instance, you're not an animal, you're not a donkey, you're not a horse, in which that you have children and then you let them go. Even children don't do that. Even animals don't do that. You have responsibility as a father to provide. And you have a mother, you have responsibility to take care of your children as a mom. And this responsibility as a mom is different than the responsibility of a mother. وليس الذكر كالأنثى. And the mom a male is different than female. Male is different than female. And there are different gender roles. People nowadays are trying to make everything equal. No, it's not equal. A man is never equal to a woman. And a woman is never equal to a man. Not because a man is better than a woman better than a man. No, they're just different. You can't compare apple and orange. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has elevated women in so many aspects, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has elevated many other aspects. So it's very important for us to understand that you have responsibility as a father, as a mother, you have responsibility with your children. And it's that I bring in the teaching course that I am not only be, beyond my nuclear family, I am a productive person to my community. I am a good friend. I'm a righteous friend. What does it mean I'm a righteous friend? that I am a friend of my relatives. I order and forget what is wrong. Not because I am with my friends, خلاص I forget about Islam. No, Islam is not only when I am in the masjid, Jum'ah prayer, or I am within the mosque or within my family. No, my friends, I am a Muslim. I lower my gaze when I am in the streets. I feel Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when I am driving. I don't listen to music while I'm driving. I remember Allah. I'm Muslim while I'm driving. I'm Muslim while I'm at school. I'm Muslim while I'm walking. I'm Muslim while I'm running. I'm Muslim while I'm in gym. I'm Muslim while I'm at work. So and this is the way you identify yourself as a Muslim no matter where you go. When I see something haram, when I see my friend committing haram, I say it's haram. And I advise him in the best of ways. And finally, I'm I'm a student, you know, I'm a student of Islam. I want to educate people about Islam. It's not I'm only keeping Islam to myself. I want to the beauty that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed me with, I want to convey it for the rest of the people, my friends who are non-Muslims, directly and indirectly. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have blessed me with this nur, with this light yourself, are you going to share it with others? That people who have, يعني, they have, يعني, they're lacking identity. They're ashamed of themselves. Oh, I'm not gonna pray in front of others. Oh, I might harm their feelings. I'm not gonna show I'm a Muslim. That's why I'm gonna take off my hijab. That's why I'm gonna shave my beard. I'm not gonna pray in front of them. This is a shame for my identity. But I'm proud of who I am. I practice my deen and I show it to others. And I learn. I want to learn. I want to become a better Muslim. Whether it was daily or weekly, I try to listen to something new. That is what going to feed my identity, make me a better Muslim, and etc. So these are the 5 things that can establish who you are as. So inshallah, يعني this is what I have for you today. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to, guide all of us and ask accept from us and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to elevate our status. جزاكم الله خير لحسن استماعكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.